patience is his, but I'ma do it first. I'm gonna handle my business in the name of the law.
What up, folks? How y'all doing? This your boy, Digging the Django. And we are back again with another episode. And your Friday shenanigans for the Devil's Advocate. How you doing over there? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us again today. I want to thank you guys. We're going to have us a great Friday. Guess what, guys? What are we doing this week? Same thing we did last week, right. But it's going to be a great one. Look, I got one of my main men over here. I see him every now and then because while he's getting people out of jail, I'm usually going. So, we are going to be talking today. It's going to be Here Comes the Judge, Part 4. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. And I got my main man over here, Lott Rolfe. He's going to be in here joining us today. We finally got him in. We drug him kicking and screaming.
Not kicking and screaming.
We had to kick him kicking.
I promise. Not.
He didn't kick too much, but he might have screamed a little bit.
Y'all don't believe him. I sent him a message, and he was like, "Sure, I'll come."
Okay, well, you got me.
See how Digging the Django be exaggerating. That's why he all stopped up. That's what happened when you be telling them lies. That's some consequences and repercussions.
Well, look here, when I bite you in your ears, let me talk about. I got some, but I got to take me some of this cold medicine today.
Hey, Bear.
Okay.
Hey, LaDale.
So, for everybody, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Let me go over and start going left to right. Right. Okay, you going right. Okay, right to right.
Your medicine got you high down
No,
there.
I haven't had my coffee yet this morning. I might be on that. I think I'm on that
might,
stuff. But anyway.
You might try to drink my coffee or something.
Well, every time at the opioids. Anyway.
Yeah, the opioid addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the crack addiction.
I'll call your husband on you. You want me to call him?
First of all.
What?
We've already talked about that.
What?
We have talked about
when y'all can renewing your vows. That's
okay.
All right.
You know what?
What? Okay, well, fine. Then, bro, got issues, but okay. So today, let me go on. Just start from right to right. Who is that right there?
Right to right.
Hey, Deej, how you doing, hon? We're going to start right. That's my homegirl, my co-host, who always come do it with me. Hello, Miss Black Beauty.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Mic check.
Mic check. Mic check or mic check. Okay, and of course, without further ado, of course, we announce him again, but we're gonna go and give him another shout out for all those people out there listening. One of Little Rock's favorite, Arkansas's favorite, myself is there. My man, Lott Rolfe. How you doing, bro?
I am doing fantastic. And good morning. I'm just grateful to be here. And, I feel so great this morning. Y'all got snacks for me?
We bring snacks.
Like a VIP this morning. So, yes, I really appreciate the hospitality. I'm just glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Great. We're gonna put you 3-5. I got some questions.
I figured that.
You
come up there with some goat issues. I might,
No goat issues. We're steering away from goat issues.
Okay,
you in rehab. You in rehab. No goat issues.
The goat one. Okay.
No goat issues.
And then of course our main man over here. He over here.
And he looking angry today, Dave.
Yeah, he look real angry.
Dave, what's
Dave,
wrong? Why you frowned?
You okay?
What's wrong?
You look a little hostile. You all right?
I'm fine.
Okay.
The angry black man, Mr. Super Dave. You're fine, huh?
Yes.
I'm gonna change that in about 5 minutes.
All right.
Okay. So thank you guys for joining us again. I'm glad you guys could join us. And like I said, I am so happy to see our people doing it this year. There are so many African Americans running for public office and getting involved in the political process. I love that. I love it.
It's 16 seats.
Oh, we have a total in Pulaski and Perry County, which is the 6th judicial district. We have 17 circuit judges in this district and 6 contested seats. Okay. So this is going to be a busy. I don't think we've had anything like this probably in at least 20 years.
And then to see all the African Americans
getting involved, getting involved all the way around. I'm digging that.
And I have to go back to it. Y'all know I'm a black woman, and to see all these black women running, that is like the most amazing thing. That just,
well, hey, we got to shout for the brothers too now.
I'm happy for the brothers that's running, but when you go to court, you kind of expect to see a man as the judge. That's just what people expect. But then when you see a black woman running, or a black woman that is a judge, it does something good to your heart. Well, me as a black woman, it does, because it lets me know that we do have a voice, that we do have some power.
And that's important. I mean, and the deal is we need to make sure our judiciary is diverse in all ways. You know, obviously not just black, but also in women with women as well.
Right.
So
that's
that's very important. So yeah, so I'm just grateful for all the candidates that are jumping out there because it's not easy, y'all. I tell you what. I mean, we've been out there almost a year because I announced at the beginning of April, and I mean, I tell you, it has just been a whirlwind since we announced, just running around all over the place. But, you know, it's been a real positive experience and real encouraging. So, yeah, so I know we're winding down this. We're close to the end these last 2 weeks, but I'm been excited about it.
So, Lott, can you tell us what area you're running for? What division or district or area? You know, everybody doesn't know the difference or what it is.
Just educate our people, please.
Sure. Okay, so the seat that I'm running for is the 10th Division Juvenile Court seat, all right? And so that is within Subdistrict 6.1, and it is one of the Hunt Decree seats, and I don't know if any of you have are familiar with that or know the history. Are those
the seats where once you reach a certain age, if you don't know?
So what the Hunt Decree is, you know, back about 20 or so years ago, back in 1992, there was litigation filed because there was no diversity on the bench, more specifically no African Americans. And so what Eugene Hunt was a Pine Bluff attorney who was the lead plaintiff in that case, and there was a lawsuit filed to give us an opportunity for representation because the deal is it's important, especially for individuals who are coming through the court system, to see people who look like them. I mean, that's real important. And so that lawsuit was settled, and that created within all over the state, it created positions, but within our district specifically, it created 5 seats. 5 seats that were voters. For the voters in that for those 5 seats come from majority black districts. And so the seat that I'm running for, the 10th Division seat, is a majority black district seat. It's currently held by Judge Joyce Warren, who's retired. She's been on the bench like 30 plus years, and so she's retiring. And so now it's creating an opportunity for really the next generation of lawyers to kind of step up. You know, because those are big shoes to fill, but to step up and help lead the next generation of our young people.
So the seat that you're running for is actually a really popular seat, and the reason why I say that is because the people that you're running against, and then as well as people just within our area or within Pulaski County, knowing Judge Warren or having some kind of interaction with her or being in her courtroom in some kind of way, or simply knowing someone that's been in her courtroom. So I think that the seat that you're running for is a very important seat, and it's you know, very important that our people get out and vote. I mean, regardless to who you vote for, it's just important that you vote, because what goes on in that area will, in fact, affect you in some kind of way, whether, you know, it's, hello, everyone, whether it's...
Some little mannish young lady want to see Lott Rolfe, so I want to let her see Lott.
Who asked?
Deetra Mannish. Rascal.
But I think that it's really important that we vote. You know, the thing is, when you go to court and things don't go the way that you want them to go, you often wonder why. And it's like, did I have the opportunity to vote for this person? Did I put them on my ballot? They're not thinking the way that I think or understanding my situation because they've never been in this situation or whatever. So yes, that's very important.
Absolutely.
And I'm so excited about all of y'all.
Yeah, it is an exciting time, and I'm just glad, you know, just really grateful just for the opportunity to run. And, you know, because all I keep thinking about during this whole process is that, you know, many years ago, you know, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do anything like that. And there were people who had to really fight
to get it,
to even get this opportunity. So I'm treating it real serious, and I mean, and I think anybody who runs for office needs to treat it real serious.
Said you was a handsome piece of chocolate. Whoop, you drink it on. Stop shouting me out. I'm
so Lott, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like how long you've been practicing law, and what made you decide to run for judge, and what experience you have?
All right, sure, yeah. So I grew up in Little Rock. Okay?
What's up, Paul?
I graduated from Hall High School in 1990.
Now, why you didn't graduate from Central with your sister Latifah?
Well, you know, my sister,
yes, I love
y'all were classmates.
Whatever, stop knocking.
Okay,
together.
So you know, y'all know back in the day during that time period, you know, desegregation was a big time, and so I know in in my neighborhood, I mean, kids were going to at least 5 different schools just on my block.
Right.
Okay, and so Hall was the school that I was assigned to, and so that's where I went and enjoyed my time. So I know Central gets all the love, and I have many friends from Central. I love, but Hall was really special, and I really loved my time there. So I finished up at Hall in '90, and then I went up to Fayetteville.
Oh, the Hill.
Yeah, I went up to the Hill, and I finished up there in 1994. Now, my initial plan was to become a teacher and then be somebody's school administrator somewhere. So I have my undergraduate degrees in secondary education.
Okay.
Because my mom's a school teacher.
Right.
And about my junior year or so, a professor, one of my history teachers told me, you ought to explore and look into law. I don't know why they mentioned it, but I checked it out, and and I applied, and I said, if I get in, that's great. If not, I'll just go on.
Be happy with what you're doing, right?
Yeah, and I got in, and so I only applied to 2 law schools. I applied to Fayetteville's Law School and Little Rock's Law School. I said, whichever one I get into first is the one I'm gonna go to. Little Rock's letter came first, and it was the right choice because I knew I wanted to come back here and practice, and so I came back here. I've been practicing law 22 years. It'll be 23 in August, and so. I'm in private practice right now. I have my office, a small office in North Little Rock. Myself and one other attorney is with me, and we just try to make the magic happen. When I first came out of law school, I worked with the Little Rock City Attorney's Office. Public Defender's Office is really where I got most of my training from. I spent there, and then I went into private practice under he's Judge Mark Leverett now, but I worked in his firm for about a year before I went out on my own. But my training really was at the Public Defender's Office, and that's really where my eyes opened, to a lot of stuff, because, I worked in the district court level, the juvenile court level, and the circuit court level. And I've handled everything from your simple traffic ticket to loitering all the way up to capital murder, where, where I'm representing somebody and hopefully trying to keep them away from the death penalty.
Right.
So, I mean, I've seen it all. And one of the main reasons why I'm running for this seat is that a number of the individuals that I've seen throughout the course of my years practicing, especially young people who are charged as adults in real serious crimes, many of them start out in the juvenile court system. And so, and I'm, and seeing that over and over again, and also seeing the large number of our young people going through the system who don't graduate from high school. I mean, that that kind of created a problem that I was seeing, because it's just a repetitive thing. And so one of my main reasons for really wanting to run is that we need to try to work on trying to do some things regarding our young people, especially our juvenile justice system. And so I figured that if we can address some of those issues within our juvenile justice system, then maybe we can work toward keeping a lot of our young people out of the adult system, because that's what I'm all about.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I saw a statistic yesterday that basically said that Arkansas has the highest incarceration rate.
It is incredible. I know, yeah.
For us, and we're not like a huge state.
Right. Correct.
So how or why is our incarceration rate so much higher than everybody else? Is it the laws? And of course, people are committing crimes, but our crime rate is, when you look at it, it's not really that much higher than other places. So why are so many people?
I think it's a combination of things. Of course, Arkansas is not a wealthy state. I mean, the large.
He's being real nice when he says that, because me, I get put in Facebook jail for saying what I want to
say.
Say
it. Go and say it.
I mean, okay, how can I be nice?
Don't be nice.
Arkansas is a backward state.
It is.
Okay, I mean, I'm just saying that from living here as long as I have. When I went to law school, I left here, but and I ain't gonna lie, I said I would never come back when I got out of here, and
But you ended up coming back.
Well, yeah,
So
my ex up there hated Michigan. She didn't like it. She thought it was anyway. So
it was cold,
and I'm just right. It's cold, but I'm from New York, so I'm okay with that. But it's just that, from my perspective. Now, don't get me wrong. Has Little Rock and Arkansas in itself grown? Oh, yeah. Lott says he wanted to come back here. But, if you look at Northwest Arkansas now, I mean, like, it's a whole different thing from what it was when I first moved here. But, I mean, you're right. Arkansas is a little bit backwards. And sometimes, and I don't say that because I don't want, let's not be clear. The views expressed are strictly digging the Django's and not those of Lott Rolfe or anybody else. Is that what I find out is the people here's mentality don't progress as the technology does somewhat,
or it just doesn't progress as you look at people in our neighboring states, or even like
right,
you go
right.
to
And
the East Coast.
well, hold on now. We were next to Mississippi,
well,
so
that's why I
mean,
said, or like if you go to the East Coast.
well,
or the
Tennessee ain't
West
much better,
Coast.
but okay, Texas
that's
maybe.
why I said the East Coast.
Oh, the
or
East Coast. Well, that's
Coast.
a hell of a neighboring. But
Well, I mean, when you look at the attitudes and the thought processes of the people in those areas, it's totally different. And I don't know if it's because of the things that they've experienced or what they've been exposed to, or even the education system. But the thought process is really, really more progressive than ours. And even with the laws and things like that, when you look at it, they're really, really more progressive. And unfortunately, it's like we are left behind when it comes to a lot of things. So,
and I mean, it applies even in our criminal justice system.
Right.
You know, and you know, people have this, how can I say it, arcane somewhat idea down here of what criminal justice is, and there's a bit of placism down here.
So archaic.
Yeah,
is
archaic
more,
or arcane too.
Yeah,
that is a word.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
why
I'm
you-
just saying because you know,
like rice pilaf. And
Or wait a minute, what was the word last week? It wasn't croquette. What was the
oh,
was-
croquette.
What was the word?
Was it-
Dave, what were you
What
making?
was it, Dave? Was it
Dave, what were
croquet? It was
You
croquette.
weren't making salmon.
Croquette.
Croquettes.
Crotte.
Croquette.
No, I said croquette.
He said croquette.
Oh, he said croquet. Oh, you one of them boule
Croquet.
Negroes, ain't you? That's okay. All right. Anyway.
He said boule.
And y'all were arguing over this a week or two ago, right?
Yeah, we do
Yes.
this.
This
If
is
it don't be
every
funny.
week. This is every week.
But and that's the thing. And then, you know, look, then you get in here and then you have even apathy on the part of African Americans here that have somewhat been kind of kept down
Right.
in a state like this because of placism and subtle racism. They don't like to serve on juries. And I mean,
And I don't get that, because my thing is one day it's gonna be your turn, whether it's
well, hope it don't be, but if it is,
But I'm just saying, you may get something as simple as a traffic ticket, and you decide I'm gonna fight it, so I'm gonna have a jury trial or something crazy like
they get a
that.
jury trial.
I'm just using that as an example. Go with the example. See
Okay,
how
I'll
he
go with
acting-
the example.
He
Okay.
acting brand new today.
Okay,
But the thing is, it may be your turn, or it may be your family member's turn, or somebody that you know, or a issue that you feel passionate about. So my thing is, you want someone that's of a like mind, or someone that can relate to the experiences, because a person's socio-economical status does affect the way that they act, or the way they think, or the way that they behave. And if you are a person that can understand why they have that thought process, I think you can be a little bit more empathetic and sympathetic to their needs, or you'll be more willing to help them out, or say, you know what, young man, instead of sending you to juvenile, what I'm going to do is get you enrolled in this program and get you a mentor. And what we're going to do is come back every 3 months with this program, and we're going to see how you're advancing in school, if you've gotten a job, if you're doing this or doing that, the things that's needed to get you.
And we've
to be
got
a
to get
better
the parents involved.
Right.
They
Or-
socio-economical. Yeah, that was
or
a new
even
word.
with that, that's a real word.
Okay.
So what you're talking about specifically is pretrial
Trial
diversion.
diversion,
And, you know, and I think that is one of the things, especially within our because there's a number of juvenile justice reforms that are going on nationally and within the state too. But that is one of the things we really need to focus and look at, because we cannot weaponize our courts, okay?
Right.
Especially our juvenile courts, because a lot of times, especially when it comes to issues involving discipline in schools and all that stuff, we want to maybe use our courts as a way to discipline a lot of those students. Because back in the day, I mean, a lot of the stuff that was going on, our administrators dealt with.
Right, they
in
dealt with,
school.
right,
And I mean, and so, and I know times have changed a little bit, but we need to try to look. Not every kid needs to be in court.
That's
Right.
right.
Not every kid needs to be in court, and we need to make sure that if we're bringing somebody into court, it needs to be a kid who needs the services there.
Right.
And those that are not risk factor, you know, who are non-risk,
Right.
we need to keep them out.
Right.
Right.
You know, make sure that there are diversion type programs to keep them out. If we bring somebody in who is not a kid who's supposed to be in there are studies that it can have an alternate effect.
Right.
You know, and can create make
Right,
the situation
right,
much
and they
worse.
become institutionalized, and
Right.
you know they
And
get
then-
out.
and here it is. You've created
Right.
another criminal, or somebody that once they get out, they're not going to be able to find a job because they're a convicted felon. And I think of some of the laws, the way our laws are designed right now, they're designed to create criminals in such a young age. Like, for example, if you fight at school. If we had a fight at school, we went to the principal's office, we went to detention.
And then you got
or
your butt tore up at home,
yes,
and then you didn't do it again.
Now,
Right.
Now, if you fight at school, you stand a chance of going to jail.
Going to jail.
So they'll end up probably in your courtroom in front of you with their parents, and their parents are like, okay, well, at home they're doing this or doing that, or I'm telling them to do this or do that, and blah, blah, blah. So I think that there needs to be things in place to help with these situations and not necessarily just instantly throw you in jail or in juvenile.
Right. It's going to take three things to improve that situation. First, I think we're going to have school administrators and law enforcement who are culturally competent.
Yes.
First off, okay?
Yes.
Because, the deal is they don't know what those kids are coming, what they're dealing with at home.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And what they're coming to school with. So we need to make sure, instead of making the quick solution of sending them to court, we need to find out what's going on.
Right.
Now, we also need to make sure that our parents
Are held
step
responsible.
up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to have
we got to make sure the parents step up and do what they're supposed to do. And then third, our young people also need to know that when they're in school, they need to
Be
right.
there for
Be
education.
doing what's expected of you.
Right. I mean, this is not the time to be getting there looking to fight somebody.
Right.
I mean, have your mind set that this is what you're supposed to do. I mean, it's going to take a threefold effect for all that to work to get to where we need to be. And
Right.
so, so it's going to be a combination of things. So,
And I think that's rough because you can only do so much, I guess, at the judgeship level, because you have to have the police involved. You have to go from the law enforcement aspect, and you got to go from the legislative aspect and the economic aspect.
Right, but even at the judgeship level, there are things you can do. I remember being in Judge Buddy Lyons. He had almost like an Explorer program, the Youth Accident Prevention Program. I was in that for 3 years. Different things that I think that judges can do that will have an effect on children or on their parents. So it's not necessarily that it even has to get to that level, because I think if we start hitting kids at the elementary school level, teaching our children conflict resolution, things like that, I think that it'll help them out. And right now, I don't see anybody that's trying to teach, especially our African American children. We don't know how to deal with conflict. A lot of us, we don't know how to harness the emotions and the feelings that we have in a way that will not escalate into a confrontational situation. And that's why right now we have so much crazy stuff that goes on in the city. And I think that I do feel like a lot of the people that are running for office, that they have a platform where they can reach the people, because you guys are from areas that some of the people or you've seen different things. So I feel like everybody that's running is definitely qualified, and I feel like you guys all have a way of, or a platform to reach the people. So to me, that's why it makes it hard. Who do you choose? Who do you choose? So
and obviously with the large number of candidates, I mean, it is hard to make decisions. Now I know, because we have two other opponents in my particular race, and and I've always encouraged everybody, do your research on all the candidates and find out, I mean, what experience do they have? I mean, have they practiced in juvenile court? How many years of experience do they have? All those things are very important in trying to make a decision on what to which candidate to choose in this race. So.
And I think in the division of the seat that you're running for, I do think that you have to be passionate about children.
Correct.
You have to be passionate about family and family law and things like that, because the type of cases that I know Judge Warren saw, it was dealing with families. So I think those are the things that you have to be passionate about. So if you're a person that's not passionate about it, I don't think that's the seat for you.
Absolutely.
And of course, and more importantly, and this is the most important thing, you need to be indicative of the area and the culture that you serve.
Right.
I'm not gonna mention any people's name that come out here coming from other counties trying to run for seats, and no, they don't probably see too many black folk. See, I'm gonna get put in Facebook jail again. Anyway.
See, can we have a show without us going to Facebook jail?
No. Okay.
See, my live, I'm not going to Facebook jail because I didn't say it.
Okay.
Well, okay. Know.
Well, you know me, I'll create the GOAT profile, and then we going to. Okay. So, and that's the thing. You have to be indicative. I mean, again, I'm gonna be nice. I've seen so many judges. They come and I've seen them in courts pass rulings, and I guess, and Lott will talk. We can kind of relate to this. When you go to law school, you kind of meet a lot of people that come from various backgrounds and various social economic things. Social economic.
You using my word? I like that.
I didn't say socio-economical, young lady. I said socio-economic. Okay. All right. Well, I took the "cull" out of there. Okay. So here's the thing. And I used to sit up and watch them when the professor used to call on them about certain cases. Somebody pointing behind my head. Okay, I see him. That must be you, JC. And it is. Okay. And I used to listen to some of the answers he'd give, and I used to think, like, were you born in a cave, or did you come from an alternate reality? And when you used to listen to them try to explain their reasoning, in law school they teach you when you apply the law how you explain the reasoning behind how the law follows. And I'm like, and I listen, I'm like, huh? Because I'm trying to understand. Were you sheltered all your life? When you look at these rooms, because you got to remember, these people are going to go up to be lawyers. They're getting ready to eventually one day be judges.
But do you think it even matters if they experience different things? And the reason I say that is because sometimes you don't have to experience something to empathize or sympathize with the situation, or even to say, okay, well, if I lived in that situation, how would I react to it? There's even like, I can give you an example. I look at Tom Cotton. And I listen to the things that he say, and I'm like,
going back to Facebook jail again today.
Are you like serious? Like, did we hear the same thing? Are you looking at the same things I'm looking at? Or what is your background that you don't understand how important these?
Right. I mean, some people do. Some people, unfortunately, in this world, just don't have any empathy for anything outside of them. They're very self-absorbed, and it applies to the same thing when you talk about law. You see one judge, and I'm like, look at the rules, and my head had to kind of turn this way. What was you thinking?
I also think that the person has to be a person of integrity and respect our judicial system.
You have to dismiss your prejudices and your bigotries about stuff.
And I think right now we have a lot of people that are in positions of power that don't respect the judicial system or don't care. They kind of just,
or some get cynical the longer they stay on the bench. That's a big problem.
Yes. Or
this one again. Oh, he did it. Yep. They all alike.
Right. Or they're simple renegades, and they just do whatever because they have the power to do whatever.
That's why you don't let people come and sit on judgeships who don't live in the area. But I didn't hear that from
me.
Or
not even necessarily that. You don't let people, you don't vote for people to be on judgeships that don't
have axe to grind.
Or
are looking for revenge.
Right,
I used to get beat up in school.
Well, oh my God. You are so
what? I'm just okay.
I
ain't gonna say nothing else here. Y'all go ahead and have the show. I ain't saying nothing else. Y'all go. I try to give y'all the love.
So, Lott, I think that you have to actually respect the judicial system.
That's right.
And I think that, just from the things that I've heard about your things that I've seen, I do think that you respect the judicial system. And I think there's a lot of people that don't. So, for me, that's the other thing I look at. How does this person really feel about the judicial system? Are they going to be a renegade and just not even look at the fact pattern? There you go. Used your word. They're not looking at the fact patterns. They're just rolling on emotion, or they've settled something in the back room, and before you even got to court, they already knew what the decision was.
Right.
So I look at stuff like that. Even in the case of I'm not going to say his name, but the police officer that they, the judge ruled that he should go back. If you clearly didn't follow the rules that were set forth, if I go to work right now and I don't follow the rules that are set forth, I am going to lose my job. I can apply for unemployment, but if my job is able to prove that I did not follow the rules that were set forth before me and that I've done this time and time again, I'm not going to get that unemployment. I can go to the EEOC and try to get the right to sue, but anybody with common sense is going to say, this person did not follow these rules. Black Beauty did not follow these rules. She broke this rule on this day, that day, da. They put me on a performance improvement plan. I did not improve. I actually got worse. So why do I need my job back? So to me, that's kind of renegading and not looking at the fact patterns and working off the emotions, or not caring about the people that this is going to affect.
And see, and piggybacking on that, which I think is what is so important, especially when it comes to juvenile court, we cannot just take a cookie cutter approach
Right.
when it comes to this.
Right.
Everybody is
we can't
different.
have a sheet that we look at, and depending on what the charge is, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
Every kid that comes through that court system, we need to look at them individually
Right.
and determine what needs do they need, specifically.
Specifically, right.
And address that. And
Right.
I mean, and that's going to be very important for whoever is elected in that position. Y'all, it is going to be just crazy because in a few years, starting in 2021, we have 3 juvenile judges right now, okay? And the judicial plan that's in effect is going to reduce it down to 2 juvenile judges.
Wow.
It's too many juveniles for it to just be 2.
Well, the judicial plan was set,
Okay.
and obviously things could change, but that plan was set. So we're going to have 2 brand new judges that are going to be down there, dealing with what used to be a caseload for 3 judges.
Right.
And so now it's not going to be the time, to just be putting anybody
Right.
in office.
Anybody.
Right, because
Yeah,
they're
I
just
agree.
going to do it for expediency's sake.
The
Right.
deal is we need to make sure that whoever we get down there has the experience and the
Right.
knowledge and the
Right.
expertise to handle that. And
Right.
I mean, because it's way too serious. And I mean, and my thing is, no matter what the outcome is, I mean, we need to make sure whoever is in those positions, we all pray for them and we
Right.
support them, because I mean, it is going to be a very important job, because I mean, they essentially going to be responsible for the next generation
Right.
of
Kids,
essentially my
right,
young
coming through
folks
here, right.
coming through.
Right.
And then when you guys get a seat, y'all stay in that seat for like 20, 30 years.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, I know that a lot of times once a judge gets in place, many may not choose to run against them.
Right.
Right.
But in this day and time, and what I've been telling folks and when I campaign is like, look, if I get in the seat, people can vote me in and folks can vote me out
Right.
very easily. And I mean, and the deal is, I just consider it that I'm going to have to make sure if I get in that seat, I need to prove myself
Right.
every
Right.
day of my
Right.
term. I mean, because just the voters can easily vote you out.
Right.
And so that's why, to me, it's so important, and that and no one who gets to that seat should expect that they have a ride for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's how some people think.
And that's
Yeah.
a terrible way of thinking.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
terrible
know.
way.
Yeah, I know 1 or 2 that just
You know what?
they keep on campaign. I'm like, you've been in long enough, bro.
Right.
You've been
I
in
agree
long
with you.
enough. I remember when I was getting tickets under you, and went back in my backsliding days. That's why.
You still in your backsliding days. What are you talking about?
No,
in
I
your
done been delivered. Delivered.
with the T. See,
with
that's
the
why
T.
the mic started instantly going up, because the mic knew.
I
it
think
was some
the lightning
foolishness.
about to come down on that one.
So, Lott, can you tell us any type of work you do in the community, like volunteer services, groups, or organizations you're a part of?
Okay, yeah, sure. So we're in 100 Black Men. 100 Black Men. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with that. We
Yeah.
have a great mentoring program for our young Black men, where we do a lot of different things with them. Just to kind of expose them to a lot of different things that our young men would not be exposed to normally.
Right.
I'm also a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity.
And
And
so,
so,
him and Don Malone on Theotis.
So we.
Henry Brooks.
Don Malone. Yep.
And of course, the organization does a lot of different things. But, what I'm most proud of is our debutante ball that we do every year. And we've been doing that for, I think, close to 70 years
I was
now.
going to say, as long as I can remember.
70 years. And, and what I like most about that, because it's an opportunity where we really can highlight our young women. And I mean, and, give them that night. Because many of them view that as an occasion, that
They may not ever come
that they may
again.
have again,
Yeah.
and and so it's exciting just to see them dress up like that, and see the young men that are escorting them dress up, and so it's a really nice event, and so that excites me. I'm involved in our Black Alumni Society up at the University of Arkansas still. So we still try to make sure we participate and give back, especially to those young men and women of color who are making their way up to Fayetteville, to make sure that they have what they need, scholarships and all that as well. I'm a deacon at St. Mark, so we're involved in a lot of different things.
See, he a real deacon.
What you trying to say? Are you trying to say I ain't no real deacon? I am offended.
So
I am offended.
So some of the things that we've been able to do, and Pastor Pointer has just been great as far as giving us freedom to try to do a number of things. And one of the things that we were able to do back in 2016, and we're planning on trying to do it again this year, we did an expungement clinic. The legal team at St. Mark put that together, and because we wanted to give those individuals who have had something on their record an opportunity to get that cleared.
Right.
And a lot of times people don't have the funds or just don't know what to do.
Right.
And so we were able to kind of put that together for them, and it was a huge success. We had so many people come out, and we were able to partner up with W. Harold Flowers Law Society, which I'm a part of as well, and some other organizations that came in. And so that's just kind of been one of my things, is that, you cannot seek a position like this if you're not yourself active in the community.
Right.
You got to be seen, and you got to be known.
And you need those
That's
receipts.
right.
That's right. You got to have those receipts.
Yes, I agree.
And so all those things are very important. But, you just got to continue to remain connected, connected to the people. And people need to be able to see you and know that you care.
Okay.
I mean,
Right.
You
That's
just
important.
don't. You just don't need to be around when election time comes. You need to be around through the other periods of time as well.
So I'm gonna ask you. I asked Shanice Johnson a question. If there was anything that you could do in the community to help our community, what would it be? If you could, from start to finish, what would you do?
Well, what I would like to do is see our city and our county and our state officials be more on board together regarding our juvenile justice plan. I mean, I don't know if y'all have been keeping up with stuff in the news, and there's been a lot of infighting going on with the county and the juvenile system, and I think we need to all get on the same track and get on board, because if the adults are fighting and can't come to an agreement on
Then
things,
the kids surely
the
can't.
kids are going to be the one that lose. So I think we definitely need to try to work on improving that. I also want to see more of our community leaders get more involved and be more invested in our young people. I'm talking about all of our churches, other groups, community groups. From I know the Kappas have Kappa League. There are other the OK program. There are other organizations just like that do a great job in the community. It's just a matter of we need to make sure that we got funding in place to make those organizations grow that potentially could partner with the juvenile court system. Okay, I mean, it's just that we just cannot continue to think that the answer to all this is just building another prison.
And it's not.
It's
that
not.
pipeline that need to be.
And that's been my platform, is that we just got to work on dismantling that pipeline, and keep our young people out of that adult system. And I think the way we do that is partnering up with community groups to make that happen. Okay.
Yeah, and that'll work. Hey, Yolanda, you want to take a pause for the call so we can go and take a break and pay some bills?
We could take a break.
We're going to take a break. We worrying the man something terrible. Just get the man.
We worrying you something terrible.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I don't know. These women up here talking about they want to see him on the live. I ain't trying to get him in no trouble or nothing. Man.
So Lavelle said, don't make Lott's wife run her down.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to get him. I ain't trying to get him no pots in the back of the head when he go home.
Need to start. He's starting stuff. Tell him to stop.
I ain't trying to get.
He always starts.
I ain't trying to get Mid-Rock come up here and pot him in the back of the head or nothing. You know what I'm saying? That Thor pot. But yo, folks, we will be right back here. Devil's Advocate.
Hi, I'm attorney Theodore Thompson from the Thompson Law Firm, and I want to help with your legal matter. Whether it's criminal defense, bankruptcy, personal injury, or family law, I want to help you. I can be reached at 501-503-5095. Don't face your legal issues alone. You need an attorney whose primary objective is providing you with the best legal representation. Our office address is 415 North McKinley, Suite 710 in Little Rock. I'm attorney Theodore Thompson, and I want to provide you with the best legal representation. Hi, I'm attorney Theodore Thompson from the Thompson Law Firm, and I want to help with your legal matter. Whether it's criminal defense, bankruptcy, personal injury, or family law, I want to help you. I can be reached at 501-503-5095. Don't face your legal issues alone. You need an attorney whose primary objective is providing you with the best legal representation. Our office address is 415 North McKinley, Suite 710 in Little Rock. I'm attorney Theodore Thompson, and I want to provide you with the best legal representation.
got to go let the weekend in, Dave. This is supposed to be doing the videotaping. That's the weekend. What's up, folks? This is your boy, Digga the Django. We are back with the future judge.
We're working toward it. We're
going to get him in there.
Even though
we're going to get him in there like foot and swimwear. Okay, bro. All right. What? Boy. Let's go out and cut some. Boy. Okay, we're
so
going to let him in.
So, you guys, if you want to find out more about Lott, you can visit his webpage, www.lottrolfe, 4, the number 4, JUDGE.net. If you want to go on and donate to his campaign, you can do that through that. You can also visit Lott Rolfe for Circuit Judge. That's on Facebook. Lott Rolfe for Judge on Instagram. Lott Rolfe for Judge on Twitter. And you can send him an email at lottrolfeforjudge@gmail.com.
For Judge.
For Judge. The number 4.
That's right, folks. Not for dog catcher, for Judge. Just get that right in there. See, that says Judge. Spell it with me now for the slow folk. JUDGE.
See, this is why. This is why you stay in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
This is why. Ooh. You know what?
What?
Focus. Mm-hmm. You and Dave. Look at Dave's face. Look, see. Focus.
But look, yeah, Dave got that little. He got that gas face.
Mm-hmm. You still. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's Jenny. She done lost. How you doing? Trying to come on here looking all sexy. I mean, looking all. You gonna get me in trouble with your husband? Looking all sexy with your look. All right, all right.
See, DeSandra.
What?
See, this is what I'm talking about.
What? What I do?
This is why you're not a real deacon, and he is.
Oh, you just gonna. No.
That is why you gonna cry.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna cry in the car?
Put me all out there like
you
that.
Gonna cry in the car?
That's just wrong.
So, Lott, is there anything else that you want us to know about you?
Well, anybody can always reach out to me, and if they have any questions about it. But I think what's important, just main thing is I just want to make sure our people get out and vote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Right.
I mean more than anything else, we've been trying to make sure we push that. Every vote matters, and I think people can.
Oh, we see that.
We see that.
What is it, District 34?
District 34.
Oh, my God, that
And
is the craziest thing.
And, and it just goes, and, a lot of people, feel disconnected, and I kind of call it the Obama effect. After he left office, most folks maybe don't feel a need to vote. But what I've been telling folks is that, while I know the focus at times can be on our presidential election, our local elections.
Right,
really,
and people don't understand that.
Yeah,
it's the local.
matters the most.
Right, or
right.
those midterm elections. Oh, my God.
Let me ask you a question.
Important.
When your day-to-day life, which matters when you go to that judge for that traffic ticket?
Right.
Or you waiting on your tax return money?
Something simple. You mentioned a dog catcher. People end up going to court about their animals.
Yep.
Different things like
yeah, but I got to go there next week for the goat.
I cannot deal. But
I walk the goat.
It's simple things that people don't think about. You can get a citation for your trash can not pulling it back, or
Oh, that's March Court. That's a good judge.
But but the point that I'm making is there are so many
things that affect your life
court,
as local,
and you never even think about it. Or when you want to complain about the potholes or whatever, but you ain't voted, and so we got these people in that don't care about these potholes in the street or whatever.
But you mad because it ruined your 22s that you keep clean.
Right. So all this stuff is important.
I think we got a caller. Hold on. I think we may have a fan. Okay, hold on. We got a call. They there, Dave? Okay. Devil's Advocate Radio. I am Digga the Django, representing the law firm of Rob Steele and Cheatham. How can I help you?
Yeah, I'm calling to see if I got any coupons for sexual transplant.
Lord help Jesus.
Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley. Now we got the judge on the show.
Right.
So why you cutting
I'm
up?
trying to get some stuff cut off of me so I can be skinny for the summer.
Stanley, we got your number on caller ID, and we giving it to him. We calling the folks on
No behavior again today.
Never. Stanley.
Talk to us, bro.
I can barely hear her. She need to get some minutes on her phone.
You know what? I can't stand you, Stanley, because I got minutes on my phone. Thank you very much. I borrowed your phone. How about that?
His phone.
No, you can't let nobody borrow your Obama phone.
Yep, Obama phone.
Yeah, your Obama phone. I borrowed your Obama phone, so I got plenty of minutes. They were reset yesterday. How you love that?
Talk to us, bro. You got some conversation, some questions for the judge.
I do actually have a good question.
Okay, go ahead.
So let's flip the Dwayne Wade situation,
Mm-hmm.
and let's just say that I'm the mother of the child, and the child wants to have this sexual transplant. What rights do I have as a mother, but not the legal guardian?
Even he lost me. Okay.
Okay.
He said,
Okay.
"What?"
What rights would he have as the? Well, we can just say the other parent. He's talking about like the situation. He's using the Dwayne Wade situation where he has a son that wants to transition from a male to a female. If you as another parent don't agree with it, what rights do you have?
All right, and how old is the child that's involved in this?
How old is this child?
think
Like
it's 12.
12? Yeah, he's like 12.
He's a juvenile.
All right. So here's what the standard is going to be like. The standard is always going to be the best interest of the child. Okay. What is the best interest of the child? And so I'm assuming in this situation, Wade is the custodial
Yes.
parent. All right. And so the mom may just have visitation rights and may have some other obligations. So even though Wade is the custodial parent, mom still will be able to give her input.
You got another caller?
We got another caller.
Stanley,
Hell,
your
Stanley,
Obama
you up here
phone
playing? Hello.
I can't hear nothing, man. I got Obama phones on the whole network today.
Now, see, that's you. That's what it is. That's your phone up there doing it.
But okay, so
But the deal is, I think the judge is still going to have to weigh both parents,
Right.
okay, and see what they have to say. And then, 12 years old is young now.
right to make a major
decision like
Yeah.
that. And so, I could see the judge might hear from the child, okay, and taking that into consideration. I think a judge may give greater weight if this child was 16, 17.
Right, 17, right, closer to
okay?
adulthood, right.
So, so of course, I would need more information, and I know something like that. I think that is a heavy decision
Right.
for a judge to have to make, but I think they're going to have to get in a lot of information,
Right.
and I can't imagine that would be a decision that would be able to be made real quick.
And whatever it is going to piss one party off, no matter
Right.
what happens, no matter.
Honestly,
right.
I could see something like that going up to the U.S. Supreme Court. Because people are going to constantly go back and forth, and there's so many different case studies. I was actually looking at something this morning. There was a pediatrician and a psychologist going back and forth talking
Yeah, I
about
can't hear nothing y'all saying.
So-
You need to get some minutes.
zip
Thank
talking
you.
about how encouraging the child to do those things or change themselves affects them mentally, and it also influences them instead of telling them, oh, you're a boy, oh, you're a girl. They said up until the age of 7 that kids often think that they can change clothes and it changes their identity. So they're not really understanding who they are. So when you have those type of situations, kind of like Charlize Theron, her son thinks he's a girl because she's taught him that he's a girl all this time. So yeah, I think that it definitely, you're gonna have to weigh it out. It would be crazy. It would be really, don't do that.
Well, I mean, what happened when kids just was normal back in our times? I don't know. I mean, it's just
I don't.
we
even think
make
that
ourselves
can
have
even-
to litigate so much stuff that doesn't really
Right.
need to be
I don't even
litigated.
think that we can use the word normal now because
Oh, yes, I
that's
might
their
offend somebody.
yeah, because that's their normal.
Well,
but
as long as you don't
when
talk
did
about
we
me and
start-
my goat, I'm cool.
When did we start letting kids make all the decisions? And
Right.
I think that's what's going on. Sometimes you have to decide what's best for your kids. And in that situation, I can't say what's best for his kid because I don't know his kid. But I know if it was my kid, what I would be saying is, listen here, Deacon Django. You is a boy, and today this is what you wearing.
Why you always gotta be over here? I'm a boy. What you trying to say? You trying to say something?
Because you be telling
First, I ain't a real deacon. I ain't a real boy. Which one is it? I'm Pinocchio now. What are we doing over here? I'm just.
I'm
But
giving you the eye.
But my main thing on that is that we just need to make sure because my household,
It's
how I
not
grew
your
up is
house,
not,
right.
I grew
Right.
up different from everybody in the room right now. But we just need to make sure that if we're gonna put somebody in place, that they can be objective,
Right.
Right.
and fair to no matter what the situation is. I
Right.
mean, and just always be able to be open and not be closed-minded.
So how do you remain objective?
Well, I think obviously you're going to have to be prayed up on this to remain objective, but also you need to make sure that again, you go to conferences, classes, always keep up on the latest trends and things that are going on that judges are dealing with. I mean, I think that's going to be very important as well. And also talk to the community.
Get out into the community.
And just stay learned on stuff that's going on. I mean, our juvenile law and things associated with that change all the time. Right. And so, the same thing, things that we're dealing with now, judges weren't dealing with 20 years ago.
Right.
And so we just need to make sure we keep up with all that and just be respectful and be kind. I mean, with anybody that comes in before that court.
They just won't let us live today. Well, they just gonna knock on the door all day. You still there, Stanley?
Yeah, I just want to add to that what he just said. This is one of the few times I think I've ever agreed with Lil Boosie.
Here you go. What did Lil Boosie say?
You ain't heard what Lil Boosie said?
I hear him say everything, but we on Christian radio.
Facebook,
yeah, we on Christian radio. All Lil Boosie said was, "Don't cut his thing off, man."
See, you gonna make my emphysema act up today.
Stanley, we leave it to you
Yep.
to cut up.
Yep. Every Friday, man. Every Friday.
Well, I'm just trying to make sure y'all get the interest paid on y'all student loans so y'all keep y'all Obama phones on, baby. I'm gonna get tired.
Stanley, I'm gonna send you my interest bill for my student loan. You gonna pay it?
It depends on what else you send me, dog.
See.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. So anything else? Cause we look.
See, Stanley.
He might get you some stuffed quail on a bed of rice peel. Well, thank you, Dave. We know we get ready to go.
Dave giving us the
like
flag,
get the hell up out of here type. Yeah. Okay, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Well, Stanley, thank you. But anything else you want to say before we get ready to dip out? Because we on time, because Dave played the music on us like in the heart.
I just want to give a shout out to all the judges and dressers that be hiding Easter eggs in church. We can't wait to see you.
But get off my phone. Get on.
Stanley, you was doing good.
See, that's what I'm saying. Just to now.
Just
to right now, you was okay.
We was proud of you. We were proud.
Yep. Just to right now. So thank you, Stanley. But that's Stanley.
Well, Lott, is it anything you want to leave us with?
Well, yeah, and I thank y'all for the opportunity to just come here and hang out with you guys. And one thing I'm hoping that the voters will do their research on all of us. I just kind of want to leave it with this. I just feel that with my experience, I think first is sets me apart from my other two opponents. But I also need to know that I'm a husband, been married 24 years. I have two children, ages 20 and 17. So my youngest is graduating from high school. So we're gonna have an empty nest, and and I just want to spend. I've had my opportunity to raise my children. I just want to work on helping to raise the young people of our county, and so I'm hoping the voters will agree and put me in so we can.
They gonna agree, because I'm gonna call you out if you don't. See, he can't do it, but I can. So you had to go to this court with your little bad butt kid for you see. Now I'm gonna go off now.
Look,
I'm gonna call you out. I don't care. I'm a habitual line stepper.
You are terrible.
Better get out here and get to. I don't care. You better get to these polls. So
that's very important.
I want to thank you for joining us today. Hopefully we can get you back next week. Next week is my birthday, y'all. I'm gonna bring some vittles.
We skipping your birthday.
Okay, well that's fine. I'm gonna call you out too. Lott Rolfe for judge out Facebook.
Yes.
Lott Rolfe.
Lott Rolfe for judge.
For judge.
.net.
Not no justice of the peace.
Go and check out his platform. Do all of that.
Not no sanitation
and
worker.
Get out and vote. There is
not no skating rink attendant. Not no delivery driver for Uber.
Deacon.
What? Okay, all right, well, fine. I got the issues then. You know what? I'm just going to... Y'all come and see me next Friday. We're hoping we get Lott back. And I'm going to have T-Bird in here, and Shanice. And they're gonna make them do the final pitch. Because black folks, you need to be involved. We need to get these judges in office. We need to get them in. Okay, we're fine then, Dave. Bye. Look, you know what he does? Let's roll it up, get on the back. Okay, fine.
Next week, you guys.
Next week, my birthday show. We're going to have a great time. You think this one was something? Wait till next week, because I got something special planned. I ain't telling nobody nothing. And don't forget, we'll see you here, same bad time, same bad channel. And don't forget, we can't stand to eat. Stay out of Hell's Kitchen, folks. Bye.
See, I was ready. I was ready today.